cargo. Guidance systems online. Secondary boosters online. Guidance control online over. Switching to manual flight controls. I'm gonna bring it nice and easy.
Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome to the Looney Bin, another live edition up here in Mars. It's been a well, hey Elon, we beat you to it, bro. So hey man, we're getting your feedback coming back in there. So we still got Shawn's issue going on, so we'll resemble that here pretty quick. We're still waiting. Still got the feedback coming back. What's going on? So, anyways, we will go ahead and I already know what's going on. So, sorry about this. It's kind of goofy. Okay, that should be it right there. Hey, I'm not as think as you dumb I am. So, hey everybody, welcome to the Looney Bin. This is going to be a pretty rad event. We've got two, not one, but two pretty good announcements going on tonight. And 2023 has been a pretty freaking epic year. I've got to say, it's been pretty rad. But all you guys already know the guy, the man, the myth, the legend on the backside here. All of you guys know this guy back here as Shawn. You can find him on Instagram under you know, ADV Oregon. And my cursor is going to, we're having technical issues right from the get-go, and that's okay. So
even your suit's falling off.
It's my bra strap, dude. I don't know how you girls do this.
Wardrobe malfunction.
It is a wardrobe malfunction for sure. So, Shawn, I'm going to be over on the other screens as usual. So we got other things that are going on, but I wanted to get this thing popped up right now for you. So, anyways, what's up, bro, man? How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. I got out to ride today,
Yeah.
and I feel wonderful.
Where did you go? Did you ride with anybody neat today?
Well, I rode with this guy that likes pancakes, and we went to a place that didn't make pancakes.
I know. I was so frustrated, dude. I was like, I want pancakes. She's like, we don't do pancakes. I got to take my bra straps off. I don't know how you girls do this, but that's too much for me. That is just a little too much. But yeah, I went over and I ordered and I was like, hey, I want some pancakes. She's like, we don't have pancakes. And I think I almost made her cry by the look.
I think you did. But, for everybody out there, have you ever had a deep fried cheeseburger? It was so good.
Oh my God. It was so good. They are like, yeah, we're going to get these deep fried hamburgers. And then I was like, I was legit butthurt.
You were stuck on pancakes.
I totally was. And, we couldn't have them. So I was like, I'll just have with her. And
there was a little tear, a little pout.
A little tear?
Yeah.
A little pout?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anyways, so yeah, man. So what was that place called? The Outpost on the Nestucca River.
On the Nestucca River on the west side near Highway 101.
Yeah.
The Oregon coast. Yep.
Here in Oregon, it was freaking say. So I think we're just going to kind of get into it. So we've got about a 2-hour cap on this because I know there are some people on the East Coast watching. And oh my Lord, Critter, you've beat us to one of the announcements already.
We have an agenda here,
Yeah.
sir.
No, dude, Critter, I really appreciate that. We'll get, I mean, the cat's out of the bag now, so I guess we'll just move around in the agenda. So, one other thing I really want to say is I think there's a lot of their family, right? So within the family, you have your immediate family, and then it just kind of goes out from there. And this ADV community is just amazing. The people in here are. I'm not saying anything that y'all don't already know, but the ADV community is absolutely stellar. And the support that you give all of us on here, whoever the creators are, is just. I wish there was actually words for it, but I actually about a week and a half ago became monetized here on the YouTubes. And I could not have done it without you guys. I mean, you guys are giving me the watch hours, the subs,
The applause button.
yeah, yay. But I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to everybody for allowing that to happen. We'll talk more about what monetization means and new things that are coming to the channel and things that are available now. But we're kind of bouncing back and forth. But man, thank you. So many people started reaching out. I put a thing up that I was getting really close, especially on the watch hours. A lot of people were just running playlists and doing stuff. And honestly, keep it up because it definitely helps. And there's another level of monetization that it'll be here in a bit, but it's my next goal. And for that, I'm really hoping to have that done. Probably around March, April of this year is really what. April is a big month for me, um, because I was messing around with YouTube, like what November of 22 is when I kind of started like, hey, I want to try to do this. Right? But it was like a hobby. It was just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't what's this editing thing? What software do I use? Sound effects, what are those? So I mean, if you go from right there to our intro, the intro was super fun to do. I was kind of giggling and stuff while I was creating that, and I loved it. It was so much fun. And you look at the progress, and now maybe another year from now, things are just going to be even better. As I learn and keep up the editing stuff. But that was really, you know, the start of it was April when I went up into Canadian land for the Easter Giver ride and really met Critter for the first time face to face. We went on his live. I know a lot of you guys remember that. Um, there was still a lot of drinking involved that night, beers, whiskey, and that live was just so much fun, and that started kind of a snowball effect with followers and getting to know people. And it was that trip that I decided, hey, I'm going to do this. I want to do this and see what happens. And so I made a couple videos, I think 3 videos on going up. I called it the Critter Getter, and going up to meet him, and then doing the Easter Giver. And I recently went back and I watched that video, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but boy, does it suck now to the standards. I'm just like, but hey, whatever, right? So we start somewhere, we learn somewhere, and man, I'm so grateful for that trip, and that trip to be the one that kind of kicked me in the butt to be like, hey, let's do this. And so getting involved and learning, my release dates weren't always really well. I was a bit tall man on that, if I could say. I'd throw one out here and then throw another one out there and not have any kind of consistency. Started really learning about the algorithm and all that. And I am still learning that thing. It is a freaking ninja when you're trying to learn that stuff. But since April of 2023, I consider that was my start date, right? That's when I really started filming. Kevin, dude, thanks, brother. I don't even know what to say about the super chats. I mean, oh, you guys are amazing.
Let's quit your day job. Quit
Yeah,
your day job.
right? That would be cool. But it was in April when I decided, like, hey, let's do that. So I did the trilogy of the Easter Giver, and then things were kind of more sporadic, right? But since then until right now at this live, right now to this live, we have put out 29 real videos. We have done 10 podcasts. This is my fourth live, and I don't even know how many shorts because I've just been throwing them out a lot lately, but there's been a lot of shorts kind of coming out. And I think a lot of you guys can really see the difference, and I'm kind of making some turns a little bit on what I'm doing. It's not cookie cutter, like, oh, this is the way you have to do it. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out what works and get into programs, especially for my long podcasts. And the podcasts have been something I've really been wanting to do for a long time and getting involved with them. And Shawn, dude, he was number one. I was like, dude, do you want to try this? Okay, I'll come over and drink beers and chit chat about the Navy, And dude, it was so grateful, and it kicked off the snowball for the podcast. But I wanted to find a way to take those podcasts and bring them into kind of a short format, kind of not only advertise the podcast, but maybe catch up some high points of what we were chit chatting about. So I went in, I got this program and stuff. So that's what you've been seeing, right? You've been seeing, some of the Misty Hurst and Cooper Nelson. That's one of my old football players. Anyways, and Cooper and some of these other people that we're putting out there, and that's why you see, So we're just trying to gain traction and maybe some more interest. Now, with the podcast, I have had some people reach out to me and be like, "Bro, these are too freaking long." Yep, but that's what I want to do. I don't think we can have a good conversation in 30 minutes. I don't think we can have a really good conversation in 2 hours or 1 hour, So when a guest comes on, I tell them, I say, I cap it around 3 hours. And as long as the conversation flows, we're going to go 3 hours. But if it dies out in an hour, hour and a half, then that's when it's over. It's
Remember on mine, I think we went 3 hours and 4 minutes, and then
right.
when we hit stop, I think we sat around for another hour and a half,
2
2 hours.
Yeah, we sat around for another 2 hours. And that's really what it is, because with Motorcycles and Pancakes, I want to get to know the person, right? Everybody's so much more than just, freaking. Thanks, Critter. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I like kitty too.
Kitty
And that's
meow.
true.
But getting to know the person, like JJ, for example, that was on. He's such a fascinating guy, and he had a long military career, and he was the first time that somebody called me and said, because I don't edit. I'm just like, here you go. We're done. Straight through, start to finish, right? It's the first time somebody called me. And if you haven't seen that, JJ was in the intelligence in the Navy for what, 20 some years, for about 20 years. And so with that, there was a lot of like top secret and things he really can't talk about. So there's a couple times within that conversation we were chit chatting, and it was like you can tell he was struggling for words, and I was just like, "Dude, no, we're gonna move on, right?" But it's the first time somebody actually hit me back and said, "Hey, so this part when I said this A, B, C, and D, yeah, we can't put that on." I was like, "Okay," so I went ahead and just freaking got rid of it. So but he actually broke your record, man. I forget exactly what he was on there. It was like 3 hours and 9 minutes or something.
He doesn't like to claim it, but he can talk a lot.
Oh boy, can he ever? But I got to tell you, during that episode too, and I've been thinking a lot about the podcast, and this community again is beautiful. I mean, the people like Summer, freaking A, thank you. Easter Giver. I can't wait for this year's Easter Giver. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I like Mr. Shadow's comment. That's actually exactly how I do it.
Yeah, dude.
Break it up. Pause it, go away. I do whatever, and like I usually listen while I'm working. But I may go 30 minutes, and then okay, I'm starting to lose focus, so I'll pause it, and then I'll pick up later.
Exactly, and dude, that is a really good comment to it, and for me, I like the long form. and it's something as a truck driver, dude, you can just put a 3-hour podcast on and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I just went, 200 miles or whatever. It's awesome. But yeah, break it up and stuff. But the comments outweigh the negative comments for keep it up, keep going,
Yeah.
keep them going long and stuff. And I think most people understand that.
Well, and I think on the technical side for a YouTuber, it's to your benefit to have it longer, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the watch hours, the people that get into it, and it is one thing that has really helped me, get my watch hours has been these podcasts. But oh, by the way, everybody, we got the RPM tonight,
Oh,
and freaking cheers to you, Shawn.
cheers, sir.
I really appreciate you coming in and moderating
Yep.
live here once again. You're a big part of what we're doing here, and freaking, I just appreciate you, brother.
A lot of fun.
Cheers.
Nice to help.
Cheers to everybody. With that being said, I know we're kind of rambling about the podcast, but with that being said, I don't want to pigeonhole myself to just motorcycles. The more I'm talking to people, the more interesting people I'm running across, the more I want them in. So we're going to record this probably here in the next few days. He's actually a friend of mine. His name is Billy Zuricat. You can find him. Oh, I'm put myself on the spot. I think it's the real Billy Z on the socials. I think all the socials, YouTube, Instagram. He is from Chicago. And just a quick synopsis about him. I was probably the fourth or maybe fifth person to find out that he he was diagnosed with a very rare case of MS. And he and I had a phone call or a phone conversation, probably close to an hour of just talking about this and kind of venting and what does this mean and just everything. And he is not in any way a part of the motorcycle community, but he's going to come on and talk about it because he's not somebody that is just being whiny. Like, I have this disease and they're letting that disease kind of dictate his functionality of life. He's still out shooting baskets. He's going all over the country chit chatting and talking about this. He he's a huge cook. He does every Sunday, he does a sandwich and you can watch it live and he makes it and he goes all over Chicago and all these restaurants, they bring him in and they have like a pizza of the month or a sandwich of the month or whatever. And then all the proceeds go to the MS Foundation, right? So he's going to come on and we're going to talk about that. He's a fascinating dude and he is just like Shawn and JJ. He will talk and talk and talk and talk. It is absolutely fantastic. So, okay. So, moving away from the podcast for a minute. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm not even into the chats. I'm on this other
We've
side.
got a lot of cheers here. Hey, Mike.
Oh,
hey,
man.
Corey, Kevin, Mr. Shadow.
We got some
Eric.
breaking news.
Got some new people. Oh, breaking news. What do we got?
Yeah, we just got some breaking news, so we're just gonna go ahead and play that
Yep.
for a little bit. But
Of course, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
100%.
No doubt about it.
Paying no attention to what's coming next. With the monetization of the YouTube channel, there is obviously you guys can see the super chats going on. Hey Grace, how you doing?
Oh, Grace is here even?
Yeah, look at that. Sweet. But yeah, so anyways, with the monetization, we are trying to kind of figure out a value because I just don't want to be like, oh, give me the money, whatever. I'm trying to really kind of take my time and really do a lot of research, bringing a good value to people that are being channel members. And we also will be dropping a Patreon here pretty soon as well. So I'm getting all of that lined up right now. And I'm just trying to bring for each tier, right? So of course, it's me. So we're going to have 3 tiers, right? So we're going to have the single pancake, the half stack, and the full stack. Those are going to be the tiers that we're going to drop on both Patreon and the YouTubes. And we're going to figure out the values and the crossovers and just a lot of stuff. I think we'll probably, with these lives, we're going to go ahead and, end them at 2 hours, but we'll probably go another 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour with channel members, and maybe do a little bit more, of an intimate thing. There's a lot of people or a lot of things that I'm trying to make sure that you get your bang for your buck, it's kind of a weird thing to be in this place where it's like, oh, people can subscribe to you now and give you money, and you're like,
So we're gonna call it like pancakes after hours or something. Pancakes underground.
I like Pancakes Underground.
I do too.
I really, you heard it here first. Shawn gets everything. Cheers to the Pancakes Underground. Yeah, we'll probably do something like that. Faux show. Yeah, and then one of the other things, I mean, I am blasting through this sheet. You got your finger up.
Yeah, look at this. Dirty destinations. Do other people send you pancake pics while you're out on the road or adventuring?
Okay.
Oh, do they?
So Dirty Destinations was just in New Zealand, right?
Oh, wow.
So
Holy pancakes.
dude was sending me some epic pancake stuff, right? Like pancakes with ice cream on them. And pancakes here, like I believe, dude, like hit me up. It with Lush. Only pancakes. Corn maple syrup all over us. But I believe he rented some bikes, him and a group of dudes, and they rode around the coast of New Zealand. That is worth a podcast right there for sure. So to answer your question, no. If you were in my DMs and seeing the amount of pancake stuff I get on the daily, dude, it is awesome. And some of it I look at and I'm like, I need to start cooking. I need to like make these and I'll save them. Oh my gosh, they're so tasty. Dude, that pizza's right here. Oh, it's so good.
Was it like space pizza?
It was
Do
space.
we have any astronaut ice cream for later?
Oh, dude, where was that we had that? Giant Loop? I think it was Giant Loop.
Yeah.
I think somebody was passing that around a Giant Loop.
Go with your outfit.
Absolutely. Anyways, yeah, we're kind of blasting through some things. One of the things that I get hit up on a lot, like a lot, is merch. I have a lot of people coming up, dude. Owen, thank you, man. This is first for the Holy Pancakes video. Oh, anyways,
But it's Canadian, so does he just throw you $1?
oh, dude, that's fine.
That's what Chris always says.
Yeah, it's totally fine. So the merch store. So if we back up here a couple months, there is a company here in town that I started talking to. I met you. I don't want to say them on the air.
Yeah.
I met you down there one night. You and
Jake
Murray were in there. So we've been pretty chummy, but there's been a couple things that they haven't been able to deliver on. And one of the things, there's the two most important things is quantity and quality, right? I'm going to put those under one. And then shipping to Canada, right?
Can we just deliver it?
I mean, we could to our buddies.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be like 6 months. Hey, we'll see you in April.
We'll all bring it across the border so they don't get charged those ridiculous border taxes.
Right.
Everybody meet us in Victoria. We're passing out merch in front of the.
That's right. That's right. Right in front of the friggin' customs.
Yeah.
And just cross customs. Hey, look at what we're doing. But so they haven't been able to really give me definite, like, we can cost effectively get something to Canada. We can cost effectively do A, B, and C. So it's been something where I've been kind of very hesitant on pulling that trigger, right? Plus the price point that they want to start things, on top of everything.
Can you do a hybrid?
I'm getting there, kid.
Hey,
I'm getting there, kid.
I'm on the edge of my seat already.
Are you?
Yeah,
It kind of is.
did you know what kind of seats these are?
Probably not. We can get into that some other time.
Okay, add it to the list.
So yeah, add it to the list. So oddly enough, a family member is kind of a business manager for somebody that owns a bunch of businesses. He reached out to me here pretty recently and was like, "Hey man, we're buying another business and we need some trucking done." So we have this whole thing on the backside going on, and they're buying a fulfillment company.
Oh,
And I went, "Wait, what?" You're doing what? So we've kind of been chit-chatting back and forth. So on the conversation that we had, he hit all the marks. We can do that. We can go to Canada. We can do this. We can do that. We can do that, right? So finding the cost-effective part of that is very important to me, right? Because I don't remember who Critter was talking about, but he was talking about somebody down here in stateside he wanted to buy a T-shirt, and it was like, whatever it was, like 27, 29 bucks for the T-shirt. But then after you got done paying for shipping, it was like 50 bucks or something like that. And who's going to buy a $50 T-shirt? I wouldn't, and that's why he didn't, right? So I don't want that. So, anyways, we've been in there. I've got 4 pretty rad T-shirt designs. I've got 2 hoodie designs. Both hoodies you'll be able to get in just a regular pullover and a zip hoodie. We've got some flasks, bunch of stickers. We've got big ass coffee mugs. I'm stealing that right from Matt, right? So we've got big giant coffee mugs, and they're going to be cute with a bunch of little designs on them and stuff underneath. We got that stuff going on, and I mean we've got more stuff that we're talking about, and like bundle packs and all this stuff that they're going to be able to do, and it's going to be really important to me to get that out, but I'm not rushing it. So they bought that company. It's supposed to go online in February after the purchase is done, the move from Houston to Phoenix is done, and it gets online with them. It'll be probably mid-February. So I'm going to assume that my merch store that we've already been talking about with them will be online probably early March. I know it's a minute away. But I would rather take our time and do it right and have good quality stuff than just piss it out and just do whatever, right? So we do have t-shirts. I have to do it a crazy weird way. So if you are interested in a t-shirt, go to Instagram at Motorcycles and Pancakes, send me a direct message, and I will tell you. You just Venmo or PayPal me, 25 bucks or whatever, and then I just order it, send it right to you.
Yep, they're great shirts. I got one for Christmas.
Yes, you did. You got one for Christmas. It's super rad. So if there's any questions on the merch or anything, like I said, I'm in kind of a different.
Are we going to be able to get toques on that store?
You're kind of breaking up what a little top secret going on there, kid. Yeah, so hats and toques are both coming. The toques are pretty freaking.
What's
rad.
A toque? I mean, we do have a fair amount of Americans in here.
My gosh, I'm gonna mess up my hair. Hold on. All right, so this was given to me for Christmas by my buddy Shawn over here. It's my Canadian drinking toque, and yeah, it even has a bottle opener on it. It's freaking fantastic. Bing! I can't hear out of this, so I'm gonna take it off. And for those of you that don't know, this studio gets like 4,000 degrees in here. It gets we are on Mars.
We're all just wearing t-shirts and like skivvies underneath.
Yeah, don't ask what we're wearing.
Yeah.
That goes. If you want to know what we're wearing underneath, that'll be on our Only Pancakes.
Only Pancakes, exactly. Yeah. There's a couple dirty birds I know would subscribe too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We won't say anything, Critter.
Corey.
Oh, Corey. Well, we probably get 2 out of him, right? We get my 80, my ADV 3 or my 360 ADV, whatever the hell it is. I'm having a brain moment.
Yeah, see, Melissa's got it. So Melissa, we went up to North Vancouver Island in when did we go? September, and everybody up there was talking about toques, and we had no idea what they were talking about. It,
dude. I was like,
we were all just wearing beanies. I mean, it's a beanie, right? But no, Canada has a whole different language, and when in Canada, you have to go with the Canadian language. So we learned what toques are.
Oh my gosh, that is super rad. So we've got an Only Pancakes t-shirt.
Pants.
Only Pancakes t-shirt design. I think that needs to come. So one of the things that I'm actually doing with the merch store is I know that people are doing that, but we're the mental health thing we're going to we're going to kind of touch it for that for a second. It's obviously it's a big part, right? And one of the shirts that we're doing is actually, I won't say the design or the slogan or anything that's on it right now, but I think it's pretty freaking awesome. It's going to be a mental health shirt.
Ooh,
And
nice.
it's going to be $5 more than any other shirt,
You heard it first.
but literally I am not going to take a penny from that shirt. Everything, every quarter is going to get donated to Heads Up Guys.
Very cool.
Period.
I like that.
Yeah. And then
That's awesome.
this is one thing I want to do. So I'm actually going to do a whole line
Okay.
of that stuff. And so that's what it's going to be. It's going to be more expensive, but literally everything off of that line, because it's going to start as t-shirts. And then what we're going to do, because of the time of year, I don't think hoodies and stuff are going to sell really that good. So probably towards the end of summer, when we start thinking about cold weather again, that's when more of the hoodies and t-shirts and the specific toques and the hats and things that are going to come out like that. So there's that.
Love it.
No, it's pretty rad. Hey, did anything exciting happen on the ride today?
Well, should I describe it? I'm not sure if I can build it up.
Well, no. So I think really what we got to do is I need to put a Corey, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Holy pancakes.
We're gonna get this going. But when Owen was on last month, I crashed the day that he was here, right? Got around the corner, got into a little ice, staring at the guys with firearms, and boom, down I go. Today, we're going live again. And we're doing like a road ride today, but we're out in the woods and we're doing all the back stuff. And I come up to this like wide gravel section with a bunch of puddles. The 12-year-old in me is like, there we go. There's puddles over there. I want to go right through them. Right. So I'm just like, and the Adet and I, we just take off. Yes, we should split up into dollar bills. Make sure you put them in Shawn's thong. So anyways, go over there, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm falling through these things or whatever, but
2025, and your splashes are like 30 feet into the road.
Dude, it was rad. It was super rad. But as I'm going into these mud puddles, I look back to the right to get back onto the tarmac, right? Well, it's like, about like that was.
You're in a culvert now.
Yeah, I was pre-culvert. Pre-culvert.
Sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
You're jumping way ahead. So we're just cruising through there, and I'm looking to the right, and I'm like, but there's like a lip to get back onto the road. And I was like, I don't want to hit that at this angle because I'm just going to fly and go over. I should have stopped. I should have stopped at that point.
But would you have?
No.
Okay. No. Let's clarify this.
Yeah.
Everybody here knows you.
Anyone that's ridden with me, they're like, and?
Yeah.
And?
What he says he should have done never occurs.
And to be fair, if Critter was with me, he would have been right behind me or right in front of me.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
We would have been splashing each other. But we go bombing through this stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't want to go up that. So naturally, now I'm starting to drop into a culvert, into a ditch, and some 4-wheel drives have gone through there. So I'm like, right before it, I hit like all the loose leaves, right? And so I'm instantly like, okay, this is happening. This is fun. So I have 2 directions to go. I've got either rut A or rut B. And I'm like, I'm going A because I'm thinking I can get over here, get an angle, and then head out. Which actually happened. I was able to stop, turn the biker over. Well, we didn't. We had to move a limb, and then I guess I went forward and then went out. But that was after I crashed.
Yeah.
I just was like, and went up there. It's just like, what? What the hell just happened?
It was a low. So you probably started out at 20, 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, roughly
40 Canadian, and you're bombing into these. Literally, I'm having to slow down because the splashes are hitting me behind you. But you just get bogging down more, and I'm like, it's like a train wreck. you know exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Especially when I started doing the butt shimmy and everything just like whoa,
right into the side.
Yeah, that happened. That absolutely. And there was like a bit of a berm on the side that I kind of went down on, and that was the crappy part because if it was flat, nothing would have happened. But since there's a bit of an angle, I might have taken a possible pouch, ripped it off a little bit. That probably happened. Giant loop possible pouch for those of you that don't know.
Well, really, the giant loop bag can't be blamed either. It was your Home Depot zip tie that broke, right?
Actually, was okay. To be fair,
Okay, was it Lowe's?
no, it wasn't neither. It was an Amazon special. but but what ended up happening is I bought these little like D rings to put the straps through, the Longhorn straps.
Oh, okay.
To go through, and that was zip tied to the crash bar. So you got a cool little thing, right? But yeah, that just
your pronghorns are good. Your
pronghorns are good. The possible pouch is fantastic. Ding.
How about you? You feeling all frisky again?
Well, funny you would ask that. Funny because when I dumped it down, the Owen day, right? So it really I hit my shoulder pretty hard that day, and then down here on my ribs, right? So I was pretty sore for weeks after that, and it was funny because now I've just been able to start sleeping on that side again, like in the last I don't know like week, and now it's just like it hurts down here. Like everything else is fine, but it's down here. And then I started learning. I had that Liat, what is it, 5.5 chest protector and shoulder pads and everything. And when we were at lunch, I started kind of playing with it, kind of around here, like my boobies. And what I really started learning is I started where it comes around and it stops. You got about an inch or 2 inches in between the back and the front. But where that stops, that actually, where I was pushing on it, that's what hurts. So the side of the protection, when I kind of hit down like that, that's what's getting me. So now I'm thinking, it's parallel camper. What did he say? Oh man.
Let's see.
The moral of the story: don't ride before alive. Or yeah, exactly.
Parallel camper says, I was a bit afraid when you said your pouch got ripped.
Oh, let's take a moment of silence.
This crash was not that epic, I promise you.
No, it really wasn't.
It was more. I think it hurt your pride more than it hurt anything else.
You know what? No,
irritated.
I had that moment.
Yeah,
I had that moment of like, you went down on something you didn't need to do.
Right.
But then you and I were talking about it, and what did you tell me?
I don't remember. That was earlier today.
3 beers ago. It was like I was like, I didn't need to do that. And you said something on the likes of like, yeah, but that's you.
Oh yeah. It absolutely is. I mean, yeah. You and I, well, everybody here, we're all different people, but that's so true. Your personality is to absolutely screw this. I'm going for it.
Right.
Show that to the camera because the words on it.
Oh,
I want Critter to see this because this is just
yes. It even says, get that up. It says bottle opener.
Well, you got to tell them where it's at. You're right.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's like a warning message. The coffee's hot. It might burn your crotch.
Well, it just might. It just might. Hells to the yeah. So we're gonna oppose. We're gonna propose a question to everybody out there for the comments.
Good idea.
So with 2023 about to be done here in just a few days, there's been a lot of highlights, and I think I would really like to know everybody that's in the chats right now. This must not be a good live because people have dropped off in a hurry, but what were your highlights of 2023? There were so many of them this year. That's really hard to pinpoint one, but I would really like to. Summer, I love you.
Just like
oh man,
Tuke and Beanie Gate.
Yeah, right.
Should we? Is there a way to put up a poll?
There is. I don't know. So,
yeah, Chris is right. That takes the cake.
Yeah. So,
okay, but what's everybody else's?
Well, I mean, I'm going to ask you this too, so you can chit chat on it.
Sure.
But for me, it's really there. As far as just writing. Oh, speaking of which, as far as just writing, I would say, going up to Meat Critter in April, the Easter Giver. I thought that was just a fantastic ride. It was a fantastic event. I'm sorry, I have to check my text messages because my daughter-in-law might be in labor. So I'm just kind of trying to keep up with things. I think that ride was absolutely fantastic. The whole giant loop experience with Critter, with him coming down here and having to go to Best Buy right from the get-go because, things happen. And, that whole experience, it was really exciting for me to take him on a journey through, yeah, that was a subliminal thing right there, Critter. But take him onto a journey through our backyard, essentially, and show him some of the history and some of the beauty of the state and try to get over to Giant Loop with as little highway as possible.
Yep.
That I thought that was just absolutely fantastic. Meeting the mixed nuts, becoming a mixed nut, that was definitely another highlight for me.
What are the mixed nuts?
The mixed nuts are
rhetorical question.
Well, no, it's a group of Vancouver Islanders, and they started just riding together, and they kind of formed their own little club or group, if you will. And I was graciously invited to become one of them when on the Easter Giver ride. And then you and PODcakes became members from holy hell, we have Ryan from Apex.
That's epic.
Dude, so epic. So brother. Showstopper.
Right.
Royalty just popped in. Holy moly. But that ride was just was completely epic. But get lost, find yourself, man.
Read the whole statement. He says, I'm just letting you know your parts are in. Is that service or what?
Right, that's total service. Total
Sure,
service.
I know you've got that Vancouver Island dealer that lets you, test ride some bikes, but do they get on your live chats and tell you your parts are in?
That's right, man. Ryan, you're the man.
That is epic.
Where's Ron? We need him on here now.
Yep. Call him, tell him to get in here.
That's right. The Mixed Nuts Halloween live stream was freaking epic.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And I've said it before, when you pop on and you see Summer as Critter and then Kevin was dressed as me, I was just like, I was so taken back. I was like, I'm saying holy shit, what? Dude, it kind of hit the hearties right there, That was pretty rad. So I think, 2023 is coming to an end, obviously, and those were kind of my highlights. I mean, there's some other stuff, non-motorcycle related that you would really kind of have to throw in there too. But, I think, I don't know. I just think those were just the absolute highlights for me.
Yeah.
Were those You know what's really funny? I just realized all three of my motorcycle highlights were with Critter. Okay, there we are. Hey, we're in space. So what about you, Shawn?
Oh, it was a good year. I would say, let's see. My favorite was to get lost, find yourself.
Yeah, dude.
I think at our age, really probably everybody here, you
Whoa. Our age? You're older than I am.
Oh, not by much, sir.
But enough.
Yeah. I think we all have our families and we volunteer and we have our personal lives and our kids or friends groups and our motorcycle stuff. And, I was a little selfish this year. There were a couple times I decided I was going to go on a ride for me. And I have not done that in 4 or 5 years. And Get Lost, Find Yourself was that event for me. And in hindsight, it was just an amazing time, amazing people. But I was able to focus on my own mental health, as we
Yeah.
talk about that stuff.
Right.
Usually we kind of focus on other people, and I took care of myself that time, and I really liked that. I got in a couple of bucket list rides. I really wanted to get to Cache Mountain near Sisters, Oregon. That was an epic ride. We were there with a group of veterans going up that. And in fact, one of our other guides told me, "You go ahead and lead." And I usually kind of pull up tail gunner, if you will. And so I got to ride my speed, my ride to the top. And again, it was a little selfish, but I needed that. That ride to the top was amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so those are my two highlights. And my wife and I got to go to Alaska right after the Get Lost Find Yourself event and had an amazing trip there. It was again one of those things where we just hey, do you want to do this? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? Okay. There really wasn't a lot of decisions to be made for the 8 days. Got to see some pretty things and just be away from phones and internet and really enjoyed it. What are you laughing at? Yeah. Yeah, Chris is right. Ride for me is super important, and I kind of lost sight of that for a few years. And this year, I was definitely determined to manage my time more effectively.
Which I think you did for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think that's pretty.
It's even like when I went to Turatech. I went to Turatech. There were 1,500 people there. I didn't text or call or communicate with anybody until my tent was set up in the middle of the field. Like I didn't want to. Usually, you go in with your buddies to these things, right? Hey, how about you put your tent over there and I'll put my tent over here?
Yeah.
No, I kind of wanted to just soak in the whole crowd and the people around me. I didn't know a single person around me, and I got to see how friendly they were.
Yeah.
And of course there were friends there. I knew plenty of people, and they invited me over to their campfires and whatnot. But it was just a different experience than trying to always stay within your circle of friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then that's actually one of the really good things that I really like about the ADV community. It's just being able to I mean, you said it really well before, like at Critters event, to Get Lost, Find Yourself, you had the community food table, right? So you'd go there and there'd just be a space. You don't know anybody, but you just hop down in there and you just start chit chatting. You got two new friends, right? And you just start chit chatting with people, and that's just the community, all in all in all. Yeah, he's gonna be Critter again. Okay.
Yeah, Kevin, if you wanted to work on this, you better start now.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, some days it's bad. Today, they were all going in my mouth on the ride, and I was literally fighting with my beard and mustache. Today was one of those days I wanted to shave it all after the ride.
Yeah, well, we feel that too. Yeah. I went kind of big beard there for about a second, and I was like, no, that's not me. I gotta shave this thing off.
Well, were they asking you to be Santa Claus at the mall?
Negative, Ghost Rider. Negative. It just it really got me down to the heritage. Because if you follow my family tree far enough back, I don't know if you know this is true story for everybody. If you follow my heritage far enough back, and this is on all the, whatever 40 and me or whatever they are. If you fall far enough back, you find a Yeti and a Sasquatch, and they got it on, and boom, family tree started. We're all the furry bastards. It's all right. PODcakes started. It's fine. I see he's in here too.
He is.
Yeah.
Well, it was great riding with you today, Ron.
Yeah, it was.
Always
so
light.
So freaking good. So we got Melissa's motorcycle adventure in here, and she says that she wants to ride up to Alaska. And I think that is rad.
That's a worthy goal.
Definitely worthy. I think it's probably going to be Prudhoe Bay for most people that go up there. You got to get it north of the Arctic Circle. I think that I think that's pretty good. But yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people want to do the old Arctic Circle up there for sure. Okay. Critter, what? You're shaving, Critter? What, meow?
You shaving everything?
Hey, this is a family friendly event right now.
Since the guy holding the Boneyard IPA.
Yeah, there's that. Mm-hmm. So we've got another announcement coming up. I see.
What is it?
Well, trying to kind of hold on a little bit further. Really trying to figure something out here, but we kind of go back to this is actually kind of a big deal, honestly. We were trying to figure out um, kind of a way to really make a video. A lot of things ended up happening. Over the last few months, things get busy. Other projects are going on, and you know, so the release video just hasn't happened. So I reached out to some people involved with this, and I said I would like to say something about it here tonight on the event with all of you here. And so we all know, we all know that there's a real thing going on with like mental health, right? So men's mental health is massive, and I know there's some newer people on here, so I don't know if you know everything. I'm just going to give a brief recap here. Creator Moto went through some stuff about a year ago, a little over a year ago, and was strong enough to put a video out about it. And he kind of talked about his deal and his struggles with depression and almost riding his motorcycle off a cliff. And that's powerful. That's super powerful. And a few months ago, I put out a video on my struggle too, where I attempted and so on and so on. And you can find both videos. On Critter's YouTube channel, and then mine is my inner monologue. If you find that video, you watch it, pass it on to somebody who might need it. I don't know. But with that being said, I wanted to do something more than just be like, I just put out a video. Okay, let's move on. Right. I think really jumping on the Critter bandwagon, wanting to do more about men's mental health because I know how fast I got there and how absolute shitty it was. Boy, we went right side here, man. We just went right down to this deep side.
Serious stuff.
But I wanted to do something more. So I think with my channel, there are some things that are coming up that are going to be different with Motorcycles and Pancakes. It's still going to be the same thing, but you'll just see a progression through the next 4, 5, 6 months, right? And it all makes sense when you see that. But I wanted to be more in the advocate space as well. So I wanted to do something that can help advocate for other men who are going through something. So I came up with this idea. I started reaching out to people, and it's gonna actually happen now. So Critter and myself, we have decided, with the help of Grace, she's going to be involved with this project as well, in not a full-on production phase, but she's going to be a part of it to help us through this process and do stuff on the backside, so on and so on. So we have some decent sponsorships already. Nothing I'm going to say on air yet, but Critter and I are going to get together and we're going to film a documentary entitled The Journey. It's going to showcase both of our struggles and our stories as we take the BDRs from the Mexican border to the Canadian border. Along the way, we are going to have, and we're still finding, but we're going to have other people who will join us for 1, 2, 3, 4 days of this journey and talk about their stories as well. And we're going to film it. And we want people who have fought mass depression, attempted suicide survivors, and there's actually some family on the backside of somebody that committed suicide that we're all going to kind of intertwine and bring to the forefront, really what we're trying to do is advocate, and we're trying to bring that in and make the documentary. And it's not really like Critter and I. This isn't like us trying to be stars or anything. This is us trying to take some steps forward to let people know that the man card, the suck it up, dude, you're fine, just don't worry about it, push it down. That stuff is junk. That's a bunch of BS. And we need to say that it's okay and that it's actual strength to change that mindset of I'm down here in this hole to wanting to get some help, to grow as a person, to get the tools to get you out of that, and then have those tools to move forward through your life. So throughout the life, no matter what is going on, there are just shitty times of life where you start kind of going down. And that's when you need to open up that toolbox and be like, hey, I know this feeling. I recognize this feeling. I know what I can do. I know I can talk to this person. I know I can talk to that person. And it just goes back to just wanting to do more, right? We can sit here and I can be on this goofy thing in my spacesuit, pretending we're on Mars, and just be like, hey, hey, we're here. Hey, yeah.
I'm literally having to look straight across at this the whole time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's great. But that's what we're doing. So we want, if you know somebody who might be good for the project to come in, reach out to me, motorcycles and pancakes at gmail.com or on Instagram, or get a hold of Critter or whatever. It's going to be taking place sometime right after Giant Loop this year. So Giant Loop will kind of be the proverbial kickoff of this little deal. It's going to be hot down there. Holy moly. But it's going to be well worth it. And we just want to take some time, put this together, and just make it a journey. And that's what it is. It's not the journey of the ride. It's the journey as you as a person. It's that journey of you, and from that dark place, getting back to a good spot. So.
I think it's extremely commendable. I think it's eye opening. It's going to be rewarding for you guys.
Yeah, I think so.
Some people look back and say, well, if I can save one life, well, yeah, if you can save one life, it's worth it.
100%.
And I can tell you from my volunteer work that every once in a while you get one of those emails. And I guarantee you, Chris has probably already got them. And I think you've had a phone call or two as well. Yeah. But for the other people out there, you will get an email 4, 5, 6 weeks down the road, and it'll be from somebody that says, you changed my life, or you woke me up, or you stopped me from going over that edge. And that is worth millions. It's overcoming. It'll overcome with joy, and all of that hard work is completely worth it when that happens. And what you two are doing is great.
I appreciate that. And yeah, it's just wanting to do more, like I said. And so I'm not in the old comments. I don't know what's going on, but
100% behind you guys. Great project, great idea. My heart just grew 3 sizes. Unbelievable, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just yeah, I'm getting a little we might need to take a break. No, we're good here. So yeah, that's what's going on. So we're still going to start reaching out to sponsors. We're going to be we're obviously going to start probably a like a GoFundMe or something on top of that. And can I say,
yep.
Okay. One of the sponsors that has come on has been Veterans Back 40, the BD 40 guys. And when you donate to this, when everything gets up, I don't touch the money. I don't see the money. Critter doesn't see the money. It's going right through the Veterans Back 40 nonprofit bank account, essentially. Every minute penny is going to be tracked, and it's going to be on the up and up.
Yeah, essentially we're going to help funnel the money so you can make tax deductible donations to this cause, and these two can shed light on an epidemic and try to change the world one person at a time.
Yeah, dude. I think, so I mean, we have that. There's a couple sponsors. I'm sure people are probably like, "Oh, I know they're probably on board, or they're probably on board," and you're probably right. But as of right now, I'm not going to say anything until things are inked. And but yeah, dude, I'm really excited about it. Not only is it going to be just rad,
Yeah, it is.
I
Is it
think
going to be rad or fantastic?
it's going to be freaking radly fantastic. I think there's so much for me to look forward to on that, right? So more cinematography kind of look to things that are going to happen. Meeting new people with the struggles and learning about new people, and just the whole meaning of the project. But then I'm going to be with Critter.
Yeah.
And he and I are going to just be doing our thing. And so I'm just really super excited about everything.
When I watched your inner monologue, do you remember the comment that I told you stood out to me from that entire event?
I want to say yes, but
I'll help you.
Yes, thank you.
So if you watch his inner monologue where he talks about his personal struggles, one line, I literally paused it and I typed it in my phone to him. He says, "I almost missed this."
Yeah.
And I think that's a powerful statement because look what you're looking forward to. And it made me think, you almost missed that.
Right. Yeah, dude.
And so, somebody above said something that kind of stood out. "Oh, kitty, your vulnerability is helping others find their own strength to begin healing." And I think that's the key, right? You talked about the man card and not sharing, but what Chris did for those 3 days sitting at that yurt at that state park in Oregon on the beach, and then publishing that for the world to see on YouTube has got you talking about it,
Yeah.
me talking about it, all the people in this group. I mean, and then exponentially move that out. There's hundreds of people that have already been impacted by that one time where Chris decided, I'm going to live and I'm going to tell people my struggle sitting in a yurt on the Oregon coast.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he is, for lack of a better term, the OG.
Oh yeah,
100%. And he gets all the credit. I always say that. I don't know how many times I say I'm just riding his coattails on this thing.
And why not?
But yeah,
I would be proud to ride those coattails.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. I think that is.
Yeah, it's brave. Some said, and she's right.
Yeah,
she's absolutely right. So
that is super awesome.
I'm super excited for your trip.
Yeah, it's going to be.
So let's talk about your route. So, Arizona BDR.
Okay, so there's a couple different routes that have been talked about.
Okay.
So one of the routes, originally I was like, okay, what if? And we need to get together with Nathan Fant first of all. But one of the routes that I originally started looking at was going to go California, Nevada, and I wanted to tie it into Oregon and Washington.
Okay.
Right, but there's this little gap where you got to figure the branch away from the Nevada to catch up with the Oregon. I wanted to showcase this is my state, right? Oregon, this is my state. I wanted to showcase that. And then I figured, oh, we get to the end, we're at the Canadian border, kind of close to Critter's house ish, right? So, hey, that would be good. What a route, right? And then it was like, okay, well, then if you wanted to do that, really what you need to do is to California and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I have no desire to do that. Right. So then we started talking with Grace. We had a couple meetings and stuff. And she's like, automatically, right off the cuff, you're doing Arizona. The cinematic value and the scenery, you're doing Arizona. And we're like, okay. So then it was like, how do we connect? Right. So the routing is still in the planning process, and there's a lot to do. And I know that Brady Allen, Meerkat, he's a wealth of knowledge, on all of this stuff. But there's a few routes that we could do. 100%. Like, do we just want to go straight up? But I also thought one of the things with this entire motorcycle community as a whole, just not ADV, but as the entire community, is there's a breach between like the Harley style and the ADV community. There's a little bit of a breach, and I might be biased in this, and I don't know if I'm correct or not. I feel like the ADV community is more accepting of the Harley guys, and the Harley guys are the ADV. I don't know if I'm right or that, right? But that is my opinion. So one of the things I really like about doing Arizona over to Nevada is we would have to go north, drop back down, but then ride highways over to hook back up to the Nevada. I think that's an excellent opportunity to find Harley style guys with a story to come with us where they can't go on a BDR, but they can ride, I'm going to guesstimate about 200 miles for us to come off a BDR right over to this BDR and then take off again. That gives us an opportunity to kind of bridge some gaps and let somebody who may not be in our community a voice of the same thing that we're going through or something similar anyways. So I don't want to just flick that one off the table right now. We want to do all BDRs, but if we have the opportunity to bring somebody else on there, I want to do that. I want to be able to not mend, but just bridge some gaps and have somebody a part of it.
Bless you, Owen. Owen says, "Let me know if you need a keg anywhere along the way."
So Owen, what we'll do is we will go ahead and let you know every camp spot along our route. All right.
Just gonna drop one and a couple bundles of firewood.
Yeah. There we go. I think that would be absolutely.
So at the top of Nevada, are you thinking of going over to Oregon or right towards Idaho?
Well, there's a few different things we can do. So there's 3 options right now, legitimate options. So if you do the Arizona, you just keep going north and you go through Utah and everything and you go up into Montana, right? And you finish it up there. Cool. You can do what I just said, go up, and then you got to drop back a little bit, catch highway across, hook up with Nevada, and then you ride to Nevada, up in Idaho to the border. You can do that. It's option 2. I don't know if there's a legitimate route because if you look at the BDR maps, Nevada goes up and then starts veering back east a little bit. But where it starts kind of veering east, not very far away, the Oregon starts. So is there a way we can bridge that? And that's what I want to talk to Nathan about. So the routing is still a little bit in the planning stages. I mean, we've got 6 months.
Oh yeah.
But it's going to be here like that. So yeah. I'd follow the tanker trunk full of beer.
Yeah. I'm just riding shotgun.
Hey, there we
get
go.
a hell of a trip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Owen's hilarious. If you're not following Owen Lush there, you you don't know what's up.
Did you see this comment? Holy hell.
Oh yeah. I love it.
That is fantacular. Yes, I said it there, Critter Moto.
Yep.
Dude, that is super, super awesome. So that is the 2 big announcements, getting monetized, which is
man.
What? Bro.
Are you gonna drop a tear?
I don't know what to say.
Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. It's God damn, bro. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm actually a wee bit speechless, right?
It goes back to the inspiring thing, though.
Yeah.
It's our way. It's like applause. I love giving. Well, maybe not 50. Well, it's Canadian, so it's a little less. But I love giving a little cash to you guys when you're doing the live streams because it's my way to pay back. You guys are entertaining and inspiring, and you open up your hearts and your story to other people. And a little money is a way to show my gratitude.
Well, I appreciate it. And for the record, everything that's made on this channel goes back into this channel.
Absolutely.
Because
you need a camera.
I do need.
Saw one hanging off the back of your helmet today.
Well, that's just because I crashed and it flew off. I mean, that happens. What can I say? Ay. I don't know. So we're still kind of going back, like, what's everybody's highlights? I mean,
yeah,
I know a lot of people have already gone through it, but I mean, what What's your? I notice a whole bunch of the get lost, find yourself, just all over the place. So that critter, you might have yourself like the event. Yeah, he does have himself the event.
Well, and speaking of Critters event, so what's the next big step on that? It's midnight, December 31st to January 1. Tickets go on sale for all the people that were there last year.
Yep.
And then I think, what was it, January 15th for public release? If they make it that far.
Yeah, Critter's gonna have to get in here and give you all the dates on that.
But I'm looking forward to that trip. In fact, I just realized that I'm going to miss a friend's kid's wedding, and we had dinner with them a couple days ago, and I said, "Okay, I got to put this out now. I have plans on your daughter's wedding.
Yeah,
can I miss it?" And they're like, "He's not in here." He actually says, "Well, we got 9 months still anyway."
Oh Jesus. That's not what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think he was hoping his daughter would marry someone else.
Right. Yeah. Well,
that event is going to be awesome. Yeah, it's going to be sold out by January 16th, one way or another.
Yeah, I think that. Damn, Crashy. Thanks, bro. Crashy, I just watched your video of the rattlesnakes going up to arches. Actually, it was on when Shawn walked in today.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. That's a good video, man.
I love that area.
Oh, man. Yeah. Everyone else, February 1st. Like it's going to happen on February 1st.
Pre-registration, January. That was the distinction I was missing, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they've gone and put their name on the list already, which could be anybody, and I would assume more could probably put their name on the list now, but yeah, it's never going to go to February 1st. It's going to be sold out on the 16th.
Yeah, for
January.
For realsies. So next, what's coming on Motorcycles and Pancakes? So we're kind of getting into the proverbial slow season, right? So we've got a few things that are coming on. I've been in contact with the company. Actually, I texted you from the Wi-Fi earlier, Shawn. You're like, what are you talking about? I've been in contact with this company, and we are going to do a live video with them. Why am I talking? I'm just going to say I've been in contact with Zolio, folks, and we're going to do a live video of what happens when you hit the SOS. And we're going to go through the process of when you hit the SOS to them getting it, and then the procedure that they go through to get you the help. So I would also like to do that with Garmin as well, but I've already been in contact with them. So that is going to be happening probably in January. That is kind of the target date that the guy I've been in contact with has given me, this about a 2-3 day window to get this video done. So I think that's going to be kind of fascinating because we all want to know, like, okay, we hit it, but now what? Right. So it's going to go through the process. And it also sounds like there will be a discount code.
Oh, very nice.
That.
Look at you, monetized, getting some discount. You got your Amazon affiliate links up yet?
No, there will be. There'll be on my Amazon wish list. That'll be for our Only Pancakes page. And then, last year we tried to do a comms video, and that really got some traction from people that were really curious about it because, as some of you do and some of you don't know, I am a ham operator. KI7LQJ is my call sign, and I'm so glad I didn't put that video out last year.
Yeah,
like I kind of felt like I flaked on it, but then knowing now and the things that we have for this video now compared to where I was, that video would have been trash. 100%. It would have been just absolutely trash. And I would have been looking at it now going, God, I wish I could have done A, B, and C. So I've reached out to some people, and we happen to have a lot of radios coming. They've never ordered me.
That took me a minute.
Why not?
For the Only Pancakes.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be all right, Lowen. It'll be all right. But
never even daylight up where Owen is right now.
Oh no.
Hey Owen, Did you hear we rode today? Sorry, buddy. I had to do that.
Oh, man, kick him while he's down, bro. Oh, dear Lord. So Shawn's gonna help me with the comms video. PODcakes, wherever he is, he's gonna help out with it. I've got a script down. I've got everything done.
Well, what's your goal of it? Like, talk about your different different radios.
So we're
the message.
Yeah, dude. So one of the big questions is, what do you use and why do you use it, right? So a lot of you have seen me riding around, and I got the stupid antenna flying around out in the back of my my Usui water pack.
And it's only out the back.
Yeah, So I've been asked about that a little bit. So excuse me. Yeah, I've got a.
Corey's the ham guy too.
Well, looky there, Corey. So I'm not in the chats.
Yeah. Corey posted his.
Oh, there he is. KI7UQX says KI7LQJ. 73s. Not yet. Anyways, I've got a ham radio with me all the time that I can bounce off repeaters. That's always in my emergency bag. My dad and I started using this radio on the MERS program, or the MERS frequencies, that we will get into and what they are and why they're legal for people in the United States to use. Okay, I need to emphasize that there's frequencies in the U.S. that are not going to be able to be used in Canada, and vice versa. So I will be speaking more of just United States radios. So we're going to go up there.
Well, I think the point, Melissa, is he's going to break this down.
Yes.
So that I can understand it and you can understand it.
That's the whole thing. So we're going to bring in these radios and we're going to put them to the test. We're going to see what radios go the furthest, which ones are most dependable, which ones, are better user friendly, what the mirrors frequencies are. We're really going to break that down, why they're legal to use, right? And then we're just going to go through and we're going to break everything down in this video. I don't know how long the video is going to be. Hopefully not that long, but probably a 30-minute video, I'd imagine. And we're just going to break everything down, and then we're going to do a field test with every single radio.
Well, and the field test is the key, I think, to Melissa's point. So today was a great example, Melissa. We were all three running Cardos, Pactalks, Cardo, Pactalk bolts.
Yep.
Which up until a year ago were the most premium unit they have. And I think they probably say they'll go a mile, right?
Yeah, that's what the box says.
And we were probably we had three bikes, from the front bike to the back bike was probably 400 yards apart, 300 yards, but around a corner, and the corner we lost visibility. So there were trees and we were losing signal, and I could still see the bikes through the trees.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do these, right? And we're going to do in the same day, same location, same distance. And we're going to put flags out and we're going to measure everything. And we're going to, we're going to nerd out 100%. So I've got, actually, I turned down a sponsorship for this video. I reached out to somebody, and Rugged Radios was going to come out as a sponsor, but I turned them down because I want to make a true unbiased video. If that was truly the best video and actually won, but we concluded like this is the best radio, I don't want somebody out there going, oh, well, they sponsored the video, so is it?
Right.
Yeah, I don't want that. So I turned down the sponsorship, but we still got the radios.
Well, and I think what intrigues me about it is what I didn't know until recently is you could tack on a radio like one of these ham radios as into the second channel of your Cardo.
Right. Yeah.
So I was always afraid, my helmet's already got a headset and a microphone. Now I've got to put a second one in and another set of headphones. This doesn't make sense.
Right.
And understanding that I could connect via Bluetooth one of these very high powered radios on a backpack with a 18-inch antenna to my existing headset and helmet setup.
Yep.
That's kind of a game changer.
Yeah, and the radios, and we'll get into the Anytones that my dad and I have, but they actually have a Bluetooth push to talk. and you can put it on one of your grips, and you just with your thumb.
How's it sound?
Yep, just like that. And so I can take that, and it's integrated into my helmet, so I don't need a new helmet kit. It's Bluetoothed into the Cardo. There is an issue with that we'll get into with the video. But that's why it's in my backpack. I don't need it. I can just turn it on. Everything is already programmed, and I think it's pretty rad. I could just be going down the road, and I can be like, bam! I can hit the push to talk. It's doing the radio in my backpack. It's hooked up to my Bluetooth on my helmet, and I can, for lack of a better term, I can boom.
I think Melissa's got her question here. Make sure you include, or not a question, statement. Make sure you include weight, please. I think
that's a great
weight, battery life, all of those. In a chart would be great.
Could you write that down?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
You didn't pay me for that.
I know. I don't.
You got another moderator in here. We'll let Critter do it.
Yeah. Hey, Critter, will you text me that just right now? Will you just text me weight, and I can write that down, because I think
battery life, are all important.
The battery life we're going to go through.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're going to go through all the battery life. And I need to use them.
And see Eric Christensen. I think more people want this video than realize it.
Yeah, I do too. So we're gonna put that together. Like I said, thanks, Critter. I appreciate you, brother. Just got to make sure it's him and not like the kid going in there. Thanks, Andrew. No, it's him. I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, I think this is something that is going to be a fun video to make.
And you've been geeking out on it for a while.
I've got a plan. I've got some scripts going on. I've got some, lack of a better term, nerding up on the stuff. And
I think that's what you and I've talked about it. I think there's a nerd level.
Yeah.
Then you almost have to bring down the nerd for the general public to a point. So that's going to be a good balance.
Yeah, I think there's a real fine line of absolutely nerding out.
Yeah.
And because people that know radios, you kind of want to hit some of that technical terminology, right? But the people that don't, you still want to,
I just want somebody to tell me, if I spend $100 on that and I can connect it to my existing helmet and I can get 3 miles range instead of 400 yards. Hell yeah.
Well, and it goes back to another thing too, is one thing we'll talk about is the difference between, just everybody who can use public, citizen band or the MERS or whatever, as opposed to taking that next little step and just getting your technician's license for your ham radio.
Yeah.
Because that opens up a whole slew. Because you can talk, it's called simplex, right? Radio to radio.
Okay, now you're nerding.
Yeah, so it's called simplex. So if I'm holding a radio and Shawn is holding a radio, and I key the radio up and I say, breaker, 19er, and Shawn's like, hey man, what's up? That is called simplex, right? So simplex radios is what we're going to be doing, right? But if you went out and you got your technician license, you can take your 2, 3, 4 mile radius and now hit a repeater, and now you're 100 miles. So think about an emergency situation going from 3 miles to 100 miles, right?
Yeah. And then you do get into nerd things. Remember my story where I was on a 40-mile ciphered classified network, and all of a sudden the aircraft carrier, which was almost 1,400 miles away, started talking back to me.
That's called ducking.
Ducting.
Yep.
And you read about it and you learn about it, and like, holy crap.
Yeah, you're like, dude, that is rad.
And some people on here, let's see, who's the oldest one in here? Corey.
My dad.
Oh, Ron will know this. You remember the old days, and when you could turn on dial an AM radio, and all of a sudden, so we're in the Portland, Oregon area, but you'd turn on an AM radio and you'd hear like San Francisco.
Right. Yep.
And that's that same concept, is how it just bounces and keeps going
off the ionosphere and then back down. It's called. Yep. Anyways, hey, we're totally nerding out there. So, anyways, that video, I'm really excited to be getting done. I think there's a couple things that we have to do. One, the radios are already here. I just got to go get them, and then figure out the scheduling with a nice day.
Yeah,
that's going to be the hard part, where it's not dark and gloomy and rainy.
We got a better chance at this than Owen.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Bless your heart, Owen.
Bless your heart. Hey, how old are you?
Me,
Yeah.
51.
Man, Corey is older than you.
See?
Dang. Dang. Okay. What now?
Wait, so Corey, you're telling me I'll look 41 if I shave this? I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, you won't.
That sounds like some miracle stuff to me.
Yeah, for real. So that is kind of the gist of what we've got going on, you know. I have this little list of hot topics that we wanted to roll through, and man, we blasted. Dude, we started the show, and I was just like, oh, just 100 miles an hour.
I think you glazed over some things though. Like so we talked about, some highlights of 2023 and we asked everybody what they did. I saw, Giant Loop, Get Lost, Find Yourself, and several others. But and we talked about your 2024 project.
Yep.
But we didn't talk about the rest of 2024.
Yeah. 2024, I mean, you'll see me at Giant Loop. You'll see me at Get Lost, Find Yourself. We obviously have this project that's going to be multiple weeks long, you know. But as far as like videos go and stuff, like I said, in the next 4 to 6 months, there's going to be some just some different changes to the way I do things. I'm learning more. I'm learning more about video creation, and I'm finding there's different aspects that are intriguing me a lot that I really plan on hitting pretty hard, pretty full on. And it's, I love everybody out here. I love Ben and Critter and all these, all these videos and stuff, but I want to shake it up a little bit because I want.
Well, you're the only one that wears a spacesuit on their live stream.
Well, yeah, well, there's that. There's that. But it's not like shaking it up or something. It's just, all right, I'm going to let you all in here because there's only 24 of us. Not completely in, but there's a past life of me, okay? And in that past life,
Oh, we're going there?
yeah, so I used to play the drums in a band. And we actually had like I'm not gonna get into it, but we did some cool stuff.
Might have been semi-famous.
So, anyways, moving on. Um, so I had this giant creative outlet, right, where I would get into a rehearsal studio, and we were writing music and playing shows, and it was like we were trying to do shows, and I was the one that was in charge of like playlists. So, hey, we've got this show coming up. We're playing with these guys or these guys. So write your playlist, and you had to write your playlist because some bands are like super thrash metal, so we got to play our heavier, faster stuff. Or we might be playing with more of a progressive band, or we might be playing with more of a chill band or whatever. So we had to take, the playlist and change it up every time. And then how long do we have? Right. I mean, we band once, a pretty big deal. And it was like, you guys have 13 minutes. It's like, okay. So anyways, so I had this like giant creativity that I went and it just stopped. And now I'm finding that creativity again in these videos.
He's already throwing dollars at you if you didn't notice.
I don't know who's doing what.
Corey's throwing dollars.
I love it. Thanks. Hold on, Corey. Hold on.
It wasn't dollars on stage. It was panties, wasn't?
That's
the strangest thing that ever got thrown on stage. I mean, let's go there.
Let's not.
It was that.
Let's not. Nothing really throwing on stage.
Okay.
I remember one time I got in trouble.
You?
Yeah, Casey was pissed. She was pissed. I remember the first time things were actually starting to kind of pick up for the band, and I'm just sitting back there, and I was a showman, man. I was like, I could not sit still, man. Like I would headbang, and I would just be like freaking going crazy, and then we would have like, like a pause in the music. I would jump up in the air, and I went through so many thrones, the little stools you break or you sit on. They're called thrones.
And then you break them.
I would just be sitting there and I'd fall backwards because it would break because I'm just always like moving. But I remember the first time, money was pretty tight when we were young, right? And I would buy blocks of drumsticks. Actual, they're called bricks, right? So you get 12 pairs of sticks. So I'd buy them like this, and then I had a drum tech and stuff, and so he'd be back here doing his thing and giving me a hard time as we're playing. But I remember we were playing the show, just playing, and my stick broke. And so sometimes when the sticks break, it's not like the tip or not the back, but like if this was a whole stick, it was like it would kind of do one of these things, start moving, right? And you would feel it because it goes from like really just bam, just this real nice solid to like something flimsy almost, right? So I remember
You go limp.
yeah, yeah, essentially. So I remember I was doing like a suspended cymbal. So I'm over here and I'm doing the suspended cymbal, and I had to go from here back to the next section to the hi hat. And as I'm bringing it, I'm going in front of my face, and I saw, oh, it's broken. So I'm like, bam, and I just throw the stick out into the crowd, and I reach down and get another one, right? And I'm sitting there playing, and I watch these people start fighting over my freaking drumstick. I'm like, imposter syndrome to the fullest right there. You're like, what? What? So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm stupid. That's not what happened. Like the pit is just doing something weird that I'm not used to seeing because we would have freaking pits and stage dive and all this shit, right? So we're sitting there playing, and I'm just like, shit happened again. It was the weirdest thing. So that was kind of like the first time that it was just weird for me. And then we get done and we had the merch table in the back. And I went back to the merch table because I was kind of that guy, like, I own a business, right? So I used that was my intro to business, right? So I'm, what are we up tonight? What are we doing? And then you're back there, and those people that got the freaking drumsticks are now back there at the merch table buying merch, asking me to sign it.
Oh,
And I'm like, dude, it was weird, man. It was weird. And then sometimes you get put, sometimes you walk out and you're like, that's right. It's me. And you're like, oh my God, dude, stop that shit.
okay. So we talked about you being a drummer, and that ties back to your
The creativity,
videos,
right? Yeah, yeah.
how you want to change them.
Yeah. So not really how, but at that part of my life, I was always trying to be better.
Mhm.
Right. I want to learn. I want my rudiments to be cleaner. Right. I want my timing to be better. I want everything to be better on this side. And now it's just like it's the same thing, right? I'm so embarrassed I brought that up. Oh my god. So anyways, um
Crashy wants you to sign his video.
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, I don't like to talk about that part of my life, but
Summer says she and Kevin will fight over your drumstick.
as long as it's a like chicken leg or something, turkey leg,
Yeah,
it's fine.
next year's Get Lost, Find Yourself campfire, I guess.
Okay. Anyways, let's move on. Let's pretend none of that happened.
But I think you were trying to get
No,
to the point.
yeah, we got off track.
Yeah.
So
Because you said it
I'm
today and
so
it made a
embarrassed.
ton of sense.
Yeah, so I'm trying to just change things to be not the cookie cutter, right? And I want to be Ian, but I also want to push myself to do new things and to be better at what I'm doing, right? So like I love the editing. Like the intro for tonight, for example. For all of you that watch that, thank you. And
How much time did it take you to do that? Because I know you geeked out on it for days.
yeah,
Because I saw it
it was
2,
days.
3 days ago.
Yeah, because I had it one way and I was pretty happy with it. And then I was watching TV and I go, oh, if I do it this way, it'd be cooler. And so I went and totally changed
And
it.
the best part is it was fun for you.
Oh, it was
It wasn't a
so
burden or a duty.
I found myself laughing.
Yeah.
Like giggling because if you looked at the program that I was using, right? And
By the way, Kevin's going to throw his underwear on stage.
bring it, Kevin. If you watched, like, if you looked at the Premiere Pro project, right? The layers of sound and sound effects are crazy. I mean, layers and layers and layers and layers. Every motion has a different sound effect, and I loved it. I found myself giggling and like doing like stuff and just like, you know, wait, that sound actually works here? Because you're like trying to find spaceship stuff, but you're like so far away and it works. So it was just a lot of fun. So I'm trying to do more of like, for lack of a better term, like production stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Make it
And
a
like,
little more cinematic, maybe.
yeah, a little more cinematic. So there's a video that's actually going to be dropped. I don't know. It's ready to go. It's been sitting done for about a week. And I've just kind of just been sitting on it, trying to figure out A or B, whatever I want to do with it. Maybe we'll close with it tonight. I don't know. Text message. I just want to make sure it's not, going into no Jesus. Creator's sending me stuff. Yes, Critter, that's me. So please keep that a secret, like for real. And that was some early stuff. It's not good.
Is he showing you your first gen videos?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's
No, but
good stuff, but there's a lot wrong with that.
a YouTuber not in the motorcycle space that I watch.
Yeah.
It's more overlanding stuff. And last January 1, so 11 and a half months ago, or almost 12, he changed and he actually made two channels. He split it. And so he had one that was more just vlogging, hanging around the campfire, and the other one was more cinematography, very high-end video production. And it was interesting to see kind of two different creative sides.
Right. And I think for me, it's no secret that, I've been in trucking forever, right? And I've been a business owner in there forever. And current conditions, regulations coming down the pike, California doing its California thing. It's not fun anymore. It's dreadful. When I go out on the road, I hate it. I hate every second of being out on the road, and it's just like once I leave, I want to get home. And it used to be like day one was bad, day two was not as bad, and day three you're in your groove, right? But I'm finding day one, that feeling of day one of leaving your family and everybody behind, right? Um, the constant until I get home, and it's not fun. It's not good on my mental health. It's not good on my body or anything. So I've been looking to get out, and really what I want to go into is, I wouldn't mind kind of chasing a grace kind of thing, kind of videography, kind of behind the scenes kind of deal, doing some editing for some people, doing some stuff like that. But
well, what have I told you you'd be good at?
Male stripping?
No.
That's affirmative. What?
I think you would be a great adventure motorcycle.
Oh yes, instructor.
Trainer, instructor, tour guide, kind of
that would be awesome.
and all encompassing. Let people pay you to teach them how to be better riders. And I don't think you need to be, a Dakar rally racer, former expert guy to be that. Just a good teacher that relates to people. You have that skill set.
I appreciate that, and you were bringing that up to me, and I was like, I don't know if I'm a good enough rider for that, dude.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You're not, but
as we saw today. Oh wait,
right. Oh, dude, it's super awesome. Super awesome. It looks like somebody else in here uses Premiere Pro too. Either that or I have to go pee-pee.
Yeah.
Dude. So there's two things that I did massive research on. Right? Zoleo versus the Garmin in Reach. And then like all the editing software. So the Garmin versus the Zoleo. I went with Zoleo because I was out with the neighbor Dave and PODcakes. And I went up to Dave and I'm like, hey, how do you like that thing? He goes, it's effing awesome. Bought one the next day. That was my research on it. And then I was starting to get to know Grace a little bit. And she was really into that cinematic storytelling part of her videos. And I was just like, man, I really like what she's doing. I wonder what program she's using. So I DM'd her. I'm like, what do you use? She goes, Premiere Pro. Boom. That was my research on both of those. I was like, okay, that looks good to me. Let's go with it. And so I've been actually really happy with it because it's the Adobe stuff. So you've got
It
that
had
whole
decades
platform.
of experience.
Yeah. And it's more than Premiere Pro. I mean, I use Premiere Pro. I can use Audition for, voiceovers if I wanted to. Now that I have the board and stuff, I don't need to use all that. But like After Effects and all this stuff, you can do some pretty cool stuff.
See, I see people lining up for your classes already.
Do you really?
Yep.
That would be a neat
Motorcycles
course.
and Pancakes, training at adventure school.
There we go. Hey, Critter, how do you know about 2 channels? Is this something you got going on right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be fun. I actually do, but
it's got to pay the bills, and that's the hard part.
Well, the thing is, though, passive income, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, in theory, if you do 3 or 4 things that are all awesome, it can all overlap and all generate passive income.
Yeah.
You're good to go. So, there's another big word. Passive income.
Does Summer have? Oh, Summer has her passport, so she could come.
I know. They sent me pictures. Her and Kevin sent me a picture of them holding their passports. Finally.
Have they tried to get across the border yet, though?
That's the kicker right there. They're like, hey, we're gonna issue these, but
when you and I came back into the States, that guy asked you,
dude,
what do you have in your bags? What'd you say?
I don't even remember. Do you want to smell it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets
It was my dirty. I was like, my dirty laundry.
He goes, what do you have in there? I said, dirty, stinky laundry and camping gear. He goes, keep going.
Yep.
I'm like, you can look in there if you want, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, feel free. I mean, they're just old underwears.
So I thought of a phrase when we were talking about what to do in 2024.
Yep.
I want to go on a motorcycle trip. This is a very simple phrase. I want to go on a motorcycle trip where I have to do laundry on the trip. Does that make sense?
No, it makes total sense because it means you're out for.
Because it means I've been out there more than 6-7 days. I've had to think about what I've packed to keep me on a cyclic loop.
Yep.
And that's my next goal. I mean, I've been on 6-7 days, but I carried 6 pairs of skivvies in there.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? I can wear this one for today, turn it inside out for tomorrow, and
Pretty
do
close.
laundry at home.
Yeah,
dude. Let's do it. That'd be good. I think that's one thing Critter and I are gonna have to kind of ponder on. There's gonna have to be
skivvies.
Well, I think there's gonna be a couple off days. There has to be a couple off.
Oh yeah,
days.
yeah.
We're gonna have to mess with cards. We're gonna have to download footage. We're gonna have to do. Dang, Crashy, thank you, man.
Crashy getting up there.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. So there's your shoresy thing for the day. Yeah, so freaking loose.
How long are we going today?
I think we're getting ready to wrap things up, maybe. Like I said, I'm just trying to make sure nobody is in labor right now.
Yeah, you get a little sidetracked, aren't you?
I am because there was contractions today. So my youngest son Braden lives over in Denver. He just got married to Maylee in October, and the pregnancy had nothing to do with with the wedding. It just happened.
And this is grandchild number.
This will be number 2.
And then where's grandchild number 3?
So yeah, okay. So
in a similar oven scenario.
Yeah. So I have 2 boys. So both the boys and their girls are impregnated. So Braden, my youngest, is over in Denver. He's married to Maylee. They're expecting baby number 1. Justice, my oldest, actually lives right around me here. Him and Shelby have Everly. So if you watched any of the videos around Christmas time, we got her that adventure bike, and
you should talk about that because that's a story in and of itself.
Within itself. So we'll talk about that. But so they have Everly and they are expecting another daughter. So Justice will be 2 girls, and then Braden is having a boy. So there we go. So I'm going to be a grandpapa 3. So Everly, thank you, Summer. Holy hell bags. Thank you. So, what now?
Like an 80s teenager. I'm all verklempt.
Yeah, dude, for real. So Everly has started calling me Motorcycle Papa.
Yep.
Right. So I'm Motorcycle Papa. And Christmas was coming up and I was like, dude, you started sending me stuff like 6, 7 months ago. Shawn is really good at spending other people's money. Let's just be straight up on that.
I claim that.
Oh, 100%. So he started sending me some things.
Isn't that right, Brittany?
So he started sending me some like little kid battery operated BMW GSs. Right. So we kind of were looking at that, and Christmas was coming up, and he and I one morning were kind of texting back and forth. I was trying to find the GS again, but I stumbled on another one that looks an awful like the AdAt. I mean, it looks a lot like the AdAt. So I was like, oh, that's the one. That is absolutely the one. So we ended up ordering it, and it got here, and we put it together. It has a little training wheels and everything on it, a little battery operated thing. And a lot of you guys, just friends and stuff, I have a bunch of your stickers laying around the house. So I wanted to kind of make it look like the AdAt. So we threw a bunch of stickers on it, and we got like giant loop stickers and hippo hands and Shawn sticker.
You got a sponsor for it too, right?
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, there's just
jumping the gun.
Yeah. There's just a whole bunch of people stickers on it, and it's freaking awesome. Wolf Enduro, just a bunch of stuff. Anyways, I ended up reaching out to Tiffany at Giant Loop, and I was wondering like a zigzag bag or something small, so we could put a giant loop bag on it to really make it look like Papa's. And Giant Loop, the people at Giant Loop are amazing, because the next thing that I knew is there is a package in the mail from Santa, and they didn't charge me for it, but they sent me a zigzag bag for her and a calendar. Awesome. And so we put that on there, and dude, she got the little thing, and you can go on to the Instagrams or Motorcycles Pancakes YouTube here, and you can watch the video. I put just a little really quick video together of her having it, and then I kind of made it kind of like a vloggy, kind of like my style. Tried to put it up behind her head, the camera behind her head, so you get like the view that I'm on and stuff. So it was pretty fun. It was super fun. So Tiffany and everybody at Giant Loop, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for that. It was just unexpected and just super rad. And just great peeps over there. And then all the other stickers, man, like Ladle Sport, the Screaming Chicken on there, which is hilarious to her, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, Wolf Enduro, I've got Critter sticker. I mean, Tall Man. I don't know. If you know me and you know my friends and I have their sticker, it's on that bike. So,
yep. You even took my last Critter Moto sticker.
I did because it was the littler one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the one that I had was a lot bigger and it was too big for the bike.
It was. And this one's perfect.
Yeah. It was.
Oh, I need another one, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, send some stickers down to me so I can get those out on the stick.
And Melissa's asking what Giant Loop is.
What
is soft motorcycle luggage? Well, look at all of our photos on our Instagrams.
Yeah,
we all run it. Critter Moto is an ambassador, even.
She is.
And they're based out of Bend, Oregon. And there's several soft motorcycle luggage companies, and they all make good products. I think
Giant Loop's just better.
What I've seen from Giant Loop and I've heard through the grapevine is, every company's going to have a bag that has a problem. It's how does that company deal with the problem, and their customer service is top notch.
Yeah.
And they make great stuff for adventure bikes, but you can put it on all sorts of stuff. I mean, we've got them all the way from, a kid's 12-volt ride-on for a 3-year-old all the way up to the panniers on my BMW or Giant Loop.
Literally, people that have gone all over.
Hey, and there's even a 20% off code right there. Look at that. You go, Critter. Yeah, good stuff. So look it up. And when we're talking about the Giant Loop Rally, so for people that aren't familiar, we're intermixing Giant Loop in 2 ways. So Giant Loop is a motorcycle luggage company, and then the Giant Loop Rally in Southeast Oregon is put on by that company. And it is one of the premier motorcycle rallies in all of North America. This year, they moved it from around 300 to 750 people, and they'll host it again the last weekend of May to the first weekend of June in Southeast Oregon, and it's awesome. In fact, I think I saw something on their Instagram that tickets are they were teasing tickets going on sale soon.
Yeah, you're not teasing. It's a fantastic event, and if you're unfamiliar with it, I've got some videos on it. Back in, I don't know, July they started coming out. You can go back and see some of those. Critters and I journey going over there, and then Critters got some. He's got a video on Giant Loop on the rally, but yeah, their luggage is stellar.
Yeah,
and
it is, and so Melissa's not an ADV rider yet, but if you ride in general, this is one of those events where you could fly and rent and ride. People do that; they'll fly into Central Oregon. There are a couple motorcycle rental companies, and then at the event, just like at Touratech, they this year they had motorcycle training courses as well.
Yeah, and the real good thing about, boy, we're like giving them a commercial right now,
right? Yeah,
but I think one of the really good things about the Giant Loop rally is that part of Oregon. I think only the Moab area of Utah can rival it. I think those are the two most epic places to ride a motorcycle in the United States.
Well, I rode 109 miles from my milkshake at Fields to back to the Giant Loop rally. 109 miles, and I passed 3 cars.
Yeah.
Where in the United States could you ride 100 miles and pass 3 cars?
Right. So it's very open, but with that being said, you don't have to be on an ADV bike.
No, that's what I mean.
There was a guy there on a Harley last year, and there's so many just epic highways to ride.
Some sidecar guys there, and
Critter, I still laugh at that, man. That was so fun.
Yeah, Moab, but listen, Moab is worthy of a bucket list. I rode Moab 2 years ago.
I love it down there.
And I wasn't disappointed in the fact that I didn't see everything because I know I will be back.
Oh, 1,000,000,000%. 1,000,000,000%. So yeah. So anyways, everybody, I think I'll drop that new video probably, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. Maybe the next.
Happy New Year with it. That'd be good.
Oh yeah, we can drop it on the new year. Like I said, it's the new video is only like 3.5 minutes.
Oh, it's a little short.
Yeah, you saw it. I played it for you.
Oh,
it's it's a little different take on things that I've done. It's a little like music montage kind of deal, but it's I think it's pretty rad. Like I've watched it a couple times, like 3,000 times because I've changed it so many times. But I don't know, I just like it, and that is more of the style of things to come for long-term vlog videos too. So I'm not reinventing the wheel by any means. I'm not reinventing this, but there's things that are being done out there that I want to do more of.
Well, your point to me stood out. You described it today that when you're the opening act, you want to stand out on your own.
Yeah, you want to be the opening band that the headliners don't want to follow.
Right. Right.
I think that's how he said it.
And you may have less YouTube followers than some.
Well, I have significantly less than most.
But on the other hand, singling yourself out and being unique is really important.
Yeah. And it goes back to like what I said earlier today about
Melissa's bailing out. It's midnight. I hear you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it and staying up so late. We're about done here anyways. But there's 20 of us on here right now. And I think the core value, I don't think I actually finished my thought earlier. Weird, right? That I was talking about family, right? So you got this ADV family and it kind of goes out. So I think a lot of the followers that I have on YouTube and Instagram and all that, there's a lot of like, I would call that my family, right? And some of them are closer and some of them are more distant, right? There's the regulars that are always engaging via likes, comments, direct messages. You know, a lot of you have become friends and actually have my cell number and we text, that kind of stuff. And I think the people that are here right now, this is my inner circle, right? This is my holy hell, Owen. Thank you. Get up early, man. I can't wait to see you again either, brother. It's awesome. But I feel like everybody that's on here that comes to the lives are also a lot of the people that are doing all the commenting and messaging and have my phone number and stuff. I think everybody here right now that you guys are my immediate family, and the lives are so much fun to do because you can bring new people in and stuff. But like my immediate family is why I do these, right? So all you guys out here that are watching right now, like I love you guys. I don't know how else to say it. I appreciate each and every one of you and freaking I think it's awesome. And I'm grateful from last April to now, just being like, I have these thoughts. Maybe I should do a YouTube, but I kind of want to do podcasts too. And we're doing them both. And I'm just for lack of I don't know. I'm proud of myself for taking the step to do it. I've met some amazing people. I've gained from taking those steps some incredible friends. Shawn, Critter, Kev, the Mixed Nuts, Summer, everybody. I mean, there's so many people that I can't say that are actually here that I care about. I mean, Mike, dude, you're just there. Valkyrie, Critter, Kevin. I mean, I don't know what to call my ADV 360 or Small Man. I don't know.
Small Man hasn't even been here tonight, has he?
I think I saw him earlier tonight, but Corey, I mean, like everybody that's here right now, Crashy, I'm trying to go through to make sure I can get everybody, but dude, there's a lot of people in here I really truly am friends with. I truly care about. Owen, it's just I could keep going through, but if you're here right now, you're part of the inner circle. You're part of the actual family. I don't know if any of this is making sense. I don't know if I'm just rambling, but thank you to everybody because getting monetized was a dream to a reachable goal to actually happening. I am just forever grateful for all of you for making that happen. It wasn't me that made it happen. I was just being a goofball, just doing something. And it was you guys taking the time to watch it, to like it, to do things. So I could see I'm getting sentimental and the count of people are like, all right, we're out. But it is getting late. We are at 2 hour mark. I like to keep it right around the 2 hours. We can keep going, but yeah, dude. Anything last words over yonder there, Shawn?
Nothing profound. Just Happy New Year, and I'm looking forward to riding with many of you on this list.
Yeah.
Oh, Small Man just showed up. He got tied up in the other room, literally.
Yeah, I bet it was. Hey, Corey.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm really proud of you for getting monetized. I know that was a kind of a dream and a goal when you get into this YouTube stuff for just about anybody. So I think it's great. And you inspire all of us. So keep it up.
Dude, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I probably should have done an outro with that intro that we did, but I didn't do one. So I guess we're out.
Happy New Year.
Happy freaking New Year.
Be safe, everybody. We'll see you next year.
We'll see you after the next year with the next live. Bye, everybody. Doo-doo. Bye.